Hello, so in parts 1 and 2 we showed how to create your own personal map in Google Maps that you could then look at on your smartphone. Now we will show how one person for the club can create a single map which can then be emailed out to all club members for their own use on their own smartphones. We'll be using Google Earth to create the map. The Google Earth program is a free download that you can find on the internet. The first step is to find your club area in Google Earth. There are a couple ways to do it. You can scroll in using the mouse. You can left click to drag left and right, up and down. Or you can use some of the search criteria. So for example, if you know your club is outside of Jackson, Mississippi, I can just type in Jackson, Mississippi and hit enter, and I will be zoomed in on that area. So if we wait for it to zoom in, now we can left click and drag to our area where our club is. So I'm going to left click, and this looks like a good area. Notice that when we zoom in, the screen starts to tilt up. To give yourself a direct bird's eye view downward, hover your mouse over the look around icon and tilt yourself downwards. So now we're looking straight down. If you want, you can tilt yourself upward until you see the horizon. It's kind of a neat tool just to play with. But now we'll scroll all the way back down so we're looking straight down. Now we're ready to start creating the boundaries. I'm going to click on the polygon button and a screen pops up. I'm going to give the polygon a name. Let's call it Area 1, and I can just left click over in the map window to create the polygon. And you can make the polygon as complicated as you want to. And say OK when done. So now we've created our first polygon. I can create a second polygon. This is if our club boundaries are made up of multiple units. I'll call this one Area 2. And I clicked OK, which made it disappear. So now that I bring up the pop-up window again, I can start clicking to create the polygon. Make it go around this little lake and say OK. Notice both polygons are blue. We can change the colors. If you right-click on the Area 2 polygon and select Properties, it'll bring up the properties. I can edit any of this. I can click on the Style Color tab and select Color and make it orange. When I say OK, it's now orange. Notice the area it says outlined right now. If I were to change it to filled, it would be filled. We want to leave it as outlined so we can see through the polygon. So I'll say OK. And I'm going to create a third polygon. Make this one up here. And I'll change the color of this one also. We'll make this one green. Say OK and OK again. So now we've got 3 polygons. Notice I didn't change the name of that one. So it says Untitled Polygon there. I can change that by right-clicking on the Untitled Polygon, select Properties, come in and call it Area 3. Now I can create some place marks also. If I click the Add Place Mark button, I get a point. I can click and drag this mark wherever I want. I can give it a name. Call this a tree stand 1 and say OK. Let's create another one. Put it there. Let's call it tree stand 2. Make a third one. call it tree stand 3. And let's change the color of this one to green. And say OK. You can see it's green, say OK again. And now we've got 3 polygons and 3 points created. If you look over on the left under your temporary places, you can see everything that you've created. If you right click on temporary places and select add and then folder, you can create a folder. Just say OK. And now you've got your folder here. You can left click on each item that you've created and drag it on top of the folder to get everything together. So I'm left clicking and dragging, and now that they're all under the untitled folder, I can turn them all on and off at once. If I right click on untitled folder again, I can select save place as, and I can save the KMZ file. I'm just going to save it to my desktop. I'm going to call it my club boundaries and say save. So now I've saved the KMZ file, and I need to email that KMZ file out to other club members. So I'm going to go ahead and open my Gmail. I'm going to say compose. I'll send it to myself, and I'll send it to another email address that's set up on an iOS device. Give the email a name, click attach files. I'd put it on my desktop, so I should be able to go find it, and there it is, my club boundaries. Say open, it is attached, and click send. So now that it's sent, we'll switch over to our mobile devices and load the KMZ file there. Thanks.